Hello and welcome to all our viewers in Nigeria and around the world to Midday News and Global Television, coming to you live from the nation's capital, Abuja. I am Amina Jibril. Now, a quick reminder that Global Television is on DSTV channel 365 and free to air on Nigecomsat. The Senate will approve the 1.77 trillion naira loan request of President Bola Tinubu today. The request submitted by the President is part of the external borrowing plan outlined for implementing the 28.7 trillion naira 2024 budget. In separate letters read during plenary, the Senate and House of Representatives, the President Tinubu explained that the loan would partially finance the 9.7 trillion naira budget deficit for the 2024 fiscal year. The Senate President, Godswill Akpabio, after reading the letter, tasked the Senate Committee on Local and Foreign Debts to examine the request and report back within 24 hours. And the Managing Director of the Nigerian Ports Authority, NPA, Dr. Abubakar Dansoho, is seeking the speedy completion of highways to landlocked countries. Dansoho made a call in his presentation at the 44th Annual Council and 19th Roundtable of Directors General of the Ports Management Association of West and Central Africa, holding in Conakry, Guinea. He also advocated the construction of super rail lines that would also connect Nigeria to landlocked countries so as to further diversify the nation's economy from oil to non-oil export. The NPA boss, who noted that out of the 44 landlocked countries globally, Africa accounts for 16, said it is a moral duty for the coastal state to provide access to the sea for the landlocked countries to ensure service provision to the landlocked states efficiently and at reduced cost. Nigeria's First Lady, Senator Oluremi Tinubu, has called for sustained effort towards achieving gender equality in the country. The First Lady, while speaking at the 2024 Gender Conference held at the University of Lagos, said that gender equality is essential to achieving a peaceful, equitable society and sustainable development. She also emphasized the significance of justice, equity, and empowerment in advancing society. The Zamfara State Commissioner of Police, Muhammad Dalijan, has disclosed that a 58-year-old Algerian national has been detained for alleged trans-border arms trafficking. Dalijan made this known in Gusau, saying that the police recovered 16 AK-47 rifles during various raids within the last 3 weeks. He said that the command also recovered one double-barrel and one locally made pistol from a suspected arms manufacturer based in Jos, Plateau State. The commissioner further revealed that the police also detained some illegal gold miners and recovered several mining excavators, warning that the federal and state government ban on illegal mining was still in force. And the Abia State Homeland Security has launched a statewide campaign on the government's tripod emergency system through a walk show in Umuahia, the state capital. The senior special assistant to the governor on Homeland Security, Fire and Medical Emergencies, Chukwunenye Alajimba, who noted the need for the system, said the system integrates security, medical and fire services designed to enhance life-saving emergencies across the state. He asserted that the paramedics are trained and certified, while there are plans to train both the fire service and security personnel to enhance their efficiency. He added that ambulances have been strategically stationed in Umuahia, Aba and Ohafia for emergencies, and patrol vans will be sent to rural communities for emergency calls. And President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has approved the restructuring of the State House Media and Communications team, redesignating the roles of Sunday Dare and Daniel Bwala to, alongside Bayo Onanuga, serve as official spokesperson for his administration. The president recently announced the appointment of Sunday Dare, former Minister of Sports and Youth Development under former President Muhammadu Buhari-led administration as Presidential Special Advisor on Public Communication and National Orientation. Similarly, President Tinubu announced Daniel Bwala, a former critic and spokesperson for his main opposition candidate, Atiku Abubakar's campaign organization during the 2023 presidential elections, as a new addition to his communications team. And the maiden edition of the Tertiary Education Trust Fund's National Research Fair, an exhibition holding at the Eagle Square in Abuja, has brought together innovators from around the country, showcasing different inventions. The exhibition is aimed at bridging the gap between research, innovation, and the market. Ramsey Enoch Agbo, who has been following the event, now reports.
Right here, we are live at the Eagle Square in Abuja, where the maiden edition of the National Research and Exhibition Fair is happening.
This is multi-air cyclone system for kaolin beneficiation. Kaolin is a solid mineral abundant in almost every state in this country. But it is very useful in the production of paints. It is used in the production of rubber, used in production of rubber making, in plastic, and in ceramic materials.
This machine here is called movable Bambara nut shelling and cleaning machine. It's a sheller. And this project came as a result of the wastages we encountered. Most farmers produce this Bambara nut, but because of the tediousness of the processing, sometimes it ended up wasted.
What we have here is our products, innovations from data staple in terms of Washuku. What you are seeing here now is what we call DSPG Smart Campus. It's actually a model, and it tends to solve problems of security on campus, revenue generation, power solutions.
Our vehicles are e-vehicles. They run on lithium batteries and they are rechargeable. This one can be charged either directly with electricity or you can charge it with the solar panel that it is carrying.
These are people from different universities, individuals that have come up with different ideas. Ramsey Enoch Agbo reporting for Global Television.
And the former Director of Strategy and Communications to President Goodluck Jonathan, Jackson Ode, has criticized the federal government and the indigenous peoples of Biafra, IPOB, over the ongoing violence and killings in the southeast. Ode, in a statement made available to newsmen, described the continuous killing of innocent people under the guise of enforcing a sit-at-home order as irresponsible and dangerous. He argued that such actions deny people their means of livelihood, especially amidst widespread poverty and hunger, and escalating security in the region, therefore calling for a political solution to the Biafra agitation. The communications expert urged the agitators to channel their energy into democratic processes, as he suggested setting up a political platform to elect representatives who could push for a referendum on the matter through legislative means. And the acting chief of army staff, Lieutenant General Olufemi Oluyede, has ordered an immediate investigation into an alleged brutality by certain officers and soldiers of the Nigerian Army. This was contained in a statement by the Director, Army Public Relations, Major General Oyema Nwachukwu, in Abuja, stating that a viral audio-visual recording circulating on social media platforms purportedly showed a senior army officer and two other soldiers in an altercation with a man and a woman within the Abuja metropolis. According to him, the circumstances leading to the event are not clear at the moment, but the acting chief of army staff has ordered an immediate investigation to unravel the true circumstances surrounding the altercation. The Borno State government, in collaboration with the United Nations Children's Fund, UNICEF, has unveiled a roadmap aimed at eradicating open defecation across the state's 27 local government areas. Speaking during the unveiling of the initiative in Maiduguri, the state capital, Governor Babagana Zulum urged residents to embrace the campaign and support efforts to achieve an open defecation-free Borno State. Governor Zulum, who was represented by his deputy, Umar Kadafur, highlighted his administration's commitment to addressing critical issues across sectors such as education, transportation, infrastructure, and health over the past 6 years. This is just as the 2021 Water, Sanitation and Hygiene WASH National Outcome Routine Mapping report has revealed a worrying increase in the number of Nigerians practicing open defecation, growing from 46 million in 2019 to 48 million in 2021. This alarming statistics underscores the country's slow progress towards meeting Sustainable Development Goal SDG 6, which aims for universal access to clean water and sanitation by 2030. The Minister of Water, Resources and Sanitation, Professor Joseph Utsev, in his address on the World Toilet Day 2024, outlined strategic steps to intensify efforts in eradicating such practice. According to him, the ministry's plan includes enhanced advocacy, stakeholder engagement and funding to expand sanitation infrastructure. Initiatives like the Partnership for Expanded Water Sanitation and Hygiene, PAIRWASH, and the Sustainable Urban and Rural Water Supply Sanitation and Hygiene programs aim to bridge the service gap. And the Sultan of Sokoto, Saad Muhammad Abubakar III, has countered the notion that traditional rulers are afraid of governors. The Sultan says traditional rulers were ruling the country even before Nigeria got independence, adding that as monarchs, they have more stake and understanding of the country than the governors. He stated this at a stakeholders roundtable on Northern Nigerian Youth Development, organized by the Sir Ahmedu Bello Memorial Foundation in Abuja. The former governor of Niger State, Babangida Aliyu, said traditional rulers are afraid of their governors. You're watching the Midday News on Global Television, coming to you live from the nation's capital, Abuja. When Midday News returns, Sanwo-Olu says Nigeria must increase exportation capacity for economy growth. Details of this, as well as foreign and sports stories, coming right after the break. Please stay with us. Welcome back and thank you for staying tuned. And now we move on to the business scene, where the Coalition of Civil Society Organization, NICOSO, has described the decision of the Nigerian National Petroleum Commission Company Limited, NNPCL, to import over 1.6 billion liters of premium maltose spirits, PMS, as not just a policy misstep, but a deliberate move to undermine Nigeria's local refining potential, cripple the economy, and deepen the hardship faced by ordinary Nigerians. The group therefore threatened to go on a protest over the decision, listing out certain conditions to be met. Leading members of the group during a press briefing in Abuja said that the importation of such enormous volume of PMS places undue pressure on Nigeria's foreign exchange reserves. A spokesperson, Tabuko Kennedy, stressed that Nigerians must rise to demand accountability, transparency, and policies that prioritize local industries. And the Lagos State Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu has stressed the need for Nigeria to increase its exportation capacity to revamp its economy. The governor, who stated this at the guest lecture as a guest lecturer at the 36th convocation ceremony of Yaba College of Technology, Yaba, Lagos, noted that the crisis of foreign exchange is one of the fundamental issues at the root of the nation's lingering economic situation. Sanwo-Olu's lecture on developing exportable alternatives for Nigeria's economic recovery explained that overdependence on foreign exchange has done far more harm than good to the nation's economy and people's mindset. He commended President Bola Tinubu's administration for laying the foundation for improving export capacity to reposition the Nigerian economy. And the federal government plans to allocate a significant portion of its budget to debt servicing between 2025 and 2027, outspacing allocations for capital expenditure. This is based on the recently approved 2025-2027 medium-term expenditure framework and fiscal strategy paper, which projects debt servicing cost at 50.39 trillion naira for the 3 years, surpassing the 48.93 trillion naira earmarked for capital expenditures. The rise in debt servicing costs, which are expected to grow by 26.7% from 15.38 trillion naira in 2025 to 19.49 trillion naira in 2027, pose concerns about fiscal sustainability. And now we move on to the foreign scene, where the senior U.S. and Israeli officials are set to meet early December to address American concerns over harm to civilians caused by military operations in Gaza. The State Department stated this, saying that the United States has regularly voiced concerns to key ally Israel over American-supplied weapons being used in strikes that have killed civilians in the Gaza Strip. However, it has only once exercised the ultimate U.S. leverage, holding some of the billions of dollars in the military aid to Israel. The State Department has also opened several investigations into Israeli strikes using U.S.-supplied weapons that killed Gaza civilians, but no conclusions have been made public, and U.S. military aid has continued to flow. Spokesman Matthew Miller said the December meeting will be the first of a new channel designed to inform the ongoing work that the State Department has to do to make assessment about the use of U.S.-provided weapons. United States President Donald Trump has nominated World Wrestling Entertainment WWE co-founder Linda McMahon for Secretary of the Department of Education. Donald Trump made this nomination picking McMahon, who previously served as the administrator of the Small Business Administration during the first half of his first term. The president-elect wrote in his statement that McMahon is doing an incredible job as transition team co-chair. McMahon was also an executive WWE, which she co-founded with her husband Vince McMahon. She resigned from her position in 2009 for an unsuccessful run for one of Connecticut's U.S. Senate seats. And now moving on to the world of sports, Real Madrid star Vinicius Jr. has discovered his ancestry links to the Tikar tribe in Cameroon. This follows a DNA test conducted by the Brazilian Football Confederation (CBF) in collaboration with AfricanAncestry.com. The initiative is part of the CBF's Roots of Gold campaign, which celebrates the history and pride of the Afro-Brazilian community, particularly in football. The test results were unveiled on November 19, 2024, during a ceremony at Fonte Nova, where Vinicius was presented with a certificate confirming his heritage. Reports said Vinicius received the certificate alongside his father, Vinicius Jose Paicao de Oliveira, and the president of the CBF, Ednaldo Rodriguez, just before Brazil's World Cup qualifier against Uruguay. Olympic legend Usain Bolt has heaped praises on Manchester United's appointment of new head coach Ruben Amorim, believing that he can bring identity back to the club. Bolt, a devoted fan of the club, has previously stated his admiration for Ruud van Nistelrooy, who emotionally left the club after not being included in Amorim's plan. Amorim was named head coach earlier this month after Erik ten Hag's dismissal, with the Reds sat in 14th place in the Premier League. And now in tennis, Roger Federer paid tribute to his longtime rival Rafael Nadal as he gears up for his last tournament in professional tennis at the Davis Cup in Malaga, Spain. Federer and Nadal first competed against each other in the third round of the Miami Open in 2004 and went on to form two of men's tennis big three along with Novak Djokovic, earning 42 major titles between them. Nadal, a 22-year-old, wrote on his X The Swiss star praised the man who got the better of him 24 times in 14 matches. Nadal played a significant role in Federer's retirement in 2022, competing alongside each other at the Laver Cup in London in his last match. That is it on Midday News, and it came to you live from the nation's capital, Abuja. A quick reminder that Global TV is on DSTV channel 365, on Star Times channel 276, and free to air on Nightcomsat. Kindly follow us across all social media platforms now showing on your screen using @Global TV NG. I am Amina Jibril. Thank you for watching and good afternoon.